Bar of gold you hold, every necklace shimmering on a beauty's neck, does not belong to this world. They are fragments of a cosmic tragedy occurring. Before there were humans, before the earth itself was born, gold was. Already a brilliant curse, written across the heavens by the violent deaths of giant stars. Already a brilliant curse, written across the heavens by the violent deaths of giant stars. To understand its value, we must look beyond the price tags and the jewelry stores, traveling back through the eons to the very beginning of time. We are witnessing a reverse journey, a return to the source of all wealth, where the elements themselves were forged in fires hotter than any human imagination. Look closely at the heart of a dying star. Here, gravity and density reach impossible levels, creating a laboratory of extreme physics that defies our understanding. These stars are not like our sun. They are the dense remnants of giants, packing the mass of a whole galaxy into a sphere the size of a city. As they circle each other faster and faster, they emit gravitational waves that shake the universe, signaling the final moments of their long and lonely existence. The tension is palpable, a cosmic buildup of energy that has nowhere to go but out. This is the moment where the impossible becomes the inevitable. Everything we know about matter is about to change. In this crucible of pure force, the building blocks of the universe are being smashed and rebuilt. This is the kilonova, a rare and spectacular event that happens only a few times in the history of a galaxy, creating the heaviest of elements. Iron can be created in the heart of normal stars, but gold requires a far more terrifying violence: the deathly union of two colliding neutron stars. In these fleeting seconds, a process called rapid neutron capture begins. Nuclei are bombarded so quickly they don't have time to decay, growing larger and heavier. This is the exact moment of birth. Under pressures that would crush a planet, the gold atom is forged, carrying 79 protons in its regal heart. You are touching the ashes of a great explosion. Every grain of gold on Earth was once part of this hellish, radiant wind blowing across the stars. The debris of the kilonova spreads, enriching the surrounding gas clouds with the precious metals that will one day form new worlds and new civilizations. Billions of years pass as gravity begins to pull this dust together. The gold is hidden within these clouds, waiting for a home to settle in. Our solar system was born from such a cloud. As the sun ignited, the gold was swept up into the swirling disk of the primitive planets. The young Earth was a ball of fire, a chaotic world where the heavy and light elements fought for their place in the structure of reality. Because gold is incredibly heavy, most of it sank deep into the molten core, joining the iron and disappearing from the surface of our world forever. The gold we have today is actually a mistake of history, a tiny fraction that was either left behind or brought back by later celestial visitors. This was the Late Heavy Bombardment, a second rain of gold from the heavens, delivering the precious metal to the very surface where we could find it. The Earth's crust was a violent place. Through cracks and fissures, the cooling water and molten rock began to sort the elements into concentrated deposits. Deep underground, superheated water dissolved the gold and carried it upward, depositing it in veins of quartz, hidden like secret treasures in the dark. Vanna-black rocks hold the light of a billion stars. Vong waited in the darkness for millions of years, a trap of light for any who dared. Nature guarded its prize well. These mountains became the silent keepers of a wealth that would eventually change the course of human history and destiny. Erosion eventually brought the gold back to the light. Rivers washed the nuggets downstream, offering the first glimpses of this eternal metal to early humans. Imagine the first person to see it. Unlike any other rock, it did not tarnish, it did not break, and it glowed with the sun's fire. For the Inca of South America, gold was not money. It was the sweat of the sun, a sacred substance used to honor the gods. Their temples were lined with gold, reflecting the divine light back to the heavens. It was a metal of the soul, not of the market. To them, the value was spiritual. Gold was a bridge between the mortal world and the eternal power of the stars that had created it. But across the ocean, a different hunger was brewing. The Spanish conquistadors arrived with steel, gunpowder, and a thirst for gold that knew no limits. They did not see the sweat of the sun. They saw power, empire, and the ability to buy anything in the known world with yellow metal. The meeting of these two worlds was a catastrophe. Atahualpa, the last great Inca, found himself a prisoner in a room full of his people's treasures. He promised to fill a room with gold as high as he could reach in exchange for his life. A ransom that exceeded any king's dream. The Spanish did not care for the art or the history. They melted the intricate masterpieces into anonymous bars, erasing the soul of a civilization. The sacred was made profane. Gold became a commodity, stripped of its celestial origin, and turned into the fuel for global conquest and war. For the first time, the value of a metal was placed above the value of human life. The curse of El Dorado had begun in earnest. Centuries later, the madness spread to the common man. The gold rushes of California and the Klondike drew thousands into the wilderness with desperate hope. They left their families and their homes, driven by the dream of finding a single vein that would make them rich beyond their wildest imagination. Most found only hunger, cold, and disappointment. The gold remained elusive, a cruel master that demanded everything and gave back very little to the many. The search for gold scarred the earth. We tore down forests and redirected rivers, using high-pressure water to wash away the very skin of the planet. We used poison to find our treasure. Mercury and cyanide seeped into the ground and the water, leaving a legacy of toxic death for generations. Today, the scale is even larger. We move tons of rock just to extract a few grams of metal, a testament to our persistent obsession. We dig it up from the dark holes of the earth, only to bury it again in the dark holes of our high-security underground banks. Gold sits there, motionless, yet it anchors the entire global economy. It is the silent ghost that haunts our financial systems and gives them weight. Vang is not inherently evil. It is merely a mirror reflecting our own nature, our greed, our vanity, and our eternal desire for something that lasts. But in the 21st century, gold is finding a new purpose. Its unique properties are becoming the foundation of our most advanced and life-saving technologies. Because gold is the best reflector of infrared light, it allows us to see through the dust of the cosmos to the very first stars ever born. In medicine, nanogold is a warrior. Scientists are using it to deliver drugs directly to tumors, turning the metal of kings into a weapon of healing. It is in your phone, your computer, and the satellites orbiting our world. Gold's perfect conductivity makes the modern digital age possible and incredibly fast. We are even looking back to the stars for our next supply. Asteroid mining could soon bring a new tide of gold from the deep heavens. From a curse of greed, gold is becoming a tool of knowledge. It is the key that will unlock our path back to the universe. But on a human level, it remains the ultimate symbol of commitment. A piece of eternity that we wear to signify a love that never fades. It passes from generation to generation, carrying the memories and the history of those who held it before, a tangible link to our own past. After everything, gold will outlast us all. It does not decay, it does not rot, and it does not forget the stars it came from. When the sun eventually fades and the earth is no more, the atoms of gold will still exist, drifting through the infinite silence of the void. They will carry the memory of a species that loved it, hated it, and died for it. We are but temporary travelers, holding a piece of eternity. Will you let that light lead you toward wisdom and discovery? Or will you let it pull you down into the dark abyss of possession? The choice is ours. Gold is just an element, but what we do with it defines who we are as a civilization and as human beings. It has seen the birth of stars and the fall of empires. It has been a god, a currency, a poison, and a cure throughout time. The universe continues its rhythm, forging and destroying, creating beauty out of chaos and value out of the most extreme and violent cosmic events. We are all made of stardust, but some of us choose to carry the heaviest parts of that star's legacy in our pockets and our hearts. The spinning coin of fate always lands on gold. It is the one constant in a world of change. The one light that never truly goes out. Perhaps one day, we will build cities of light among the stars, using the very metal that once drove us to madness to build our future. The story of gold is the story of us. It is a tale of how we find meaning in the material and beauty in the remnants of death. The universe is watching. Every atom of gold is a witness to our struggle, our triumphs, and our eventual return to the cosmic ocean of energy. We are drawn to the light, even when it threatens to consume us. Gold is the ultimate gravity, pulling our history toward its shining, heavy center. Nature imitates the metal it created. In every sunrise, there is a reminder of the wealth that exists in the world, without any need for mining. Look into yourself. You too carry the elements of the stars. You are part of the same cosmic forge that created the most precious metal. The curse is only as strong as the heart that carries it. When we let go of the need to possess, we finally see the light. The journey of 10,000 miles returns to the heart of the star. All wealth returns to the void from which it was once violently born. True value is found in the moments that cannot be bought, in the light that does not need to be dug out of the cold ground. Remember the origin. Remember the stars. We are the guardians of a light that was born in the fire of the universe's most violent deaths. In the end, we are all just stardust, travelers through the night, holding a small fragment of the eternal light in our temporary human hands. Cherish the light, but do not be consumed by it. For in the deep silence of the universe, only the truth of who we were remains.